Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A lot has happened in this country, and still a lot is happening. So Raila spoke yesterday and raised new demands, which we are expecting the president again to react on them. But to my own view, headliners both from Raila Odinga and Kenya Kwanza, especially from Kenya Kwanza, are scared of maybe the union between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, especially the people like Gashawa, the people like Musalia Mudavadi, the people like Moses Wetangula, the people like Kimani Ichung'wah, the people like Kinandindi Nyoro. I don't know why they are scared of Raila Odinga. I don't know. Hawa watu wanasema Raila is nothing. At the same time, they are fearing him. So, when they say Raila is nothing, I expect they do not focus on him completely, because otherwise they say Raila is an non-issue. So, if Raila is a non-issue, why are they feeling so threatened to an extent that they keep on yani wanabweka tu Raila akizungumza Raila akizungumza. Anyway, but then there are channels that when speak, we know someone has spoken. For example, when ODM speaks, we know Raila has spoken. When Azimio speaks, we know Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta have spoken. When UDA speaks, we know William Ruto has spoken. When Kenya Kwanza releases a statement as Kenya Kwanza, we know President William Ruto has spoken. Now, Cleophas Malala is the Secretary General of the United Democratic Alliance Party. Yesterday, that is the 4th of April 2023, he released a letter, an official letter from the UDA party. Immediately after Raila's press conference, a few hours later, Malala spoke through a letter. And Malala cannot directly respond to Raila Odinga without an approval from William Ruto. Why? Because when UDA speaks, we know it has the blessings of William Ruto. Though Ruto has not directly responded to Raila Odinga's new demands, but then Cleophas Malala wrote a letter, and this is what he's saying. The United Democratic Alliance UDA press release for immediate release, April 4th, 2023. Honorable Raila Odinga, in his statement, has confirmed our worst fears that maandamano was in fact not genuine from the onset, but a blatant thirst and hunger for power through the back door. In making these unreasonable demands, Raila Odinga has demonstrated his intention to hold the bipartisan parliamentary process as suggested by the president at ransom. It is in this regard that we call upon Honorable Raila Odinga to recognize that there is a legitimate government in Kenya delivering the promises made to the electorate and implementing its pre-election agenda. It should not be mistaken. The president's olive branch in this holy month is a sign of cowardice. Formation of anybody not legally recognized by the Constitution or statute law amounts to living in utopia and broad daylight hallucination. We want to categorically state that we as a party shall not accept any process that is outside the purview of the Constitution or offends the law as established. Now, I have quick observations from this letter. First, Kenya Kwanza pretends to respect the rule of law, but no one has released a letter from UDA to explain to us how 50 CSS were appointed. Under which law? No one is explaining. The Constitution provides for the president to appoint not more than 22 cabinet secretaries, which he did. Now, the 22 ministries are supposed to have at least one, and at most one CS, because a CS is defined as the deputy to the secretary, cabinet secretary. Now, if we have 22 cabinet secretaries, where will the 50 CSS be accommodated? So, UDA should stop lecturing us on respecting the rule of law. They should cease. When UDA is telling Kenyans that the rule of law, respect the rule of law, is a mockery to the citizens of this republic. So UDA should keep off mentioning, not even UDA, Kenya Kwanza should keep off mentioning anything to do with respecting the rule of law. Because they have disrespected the Constitution several times. Not once, not twice, not 3 years, but several times. So the lecture in this letter that Raila should respect the rule of law is null and void and hot air. That is not something that we should consider as valuable to us, because you people, you are the same people who have disrespected the rule of law. So how do you expect others to respect the law when you people have disrespected the law in broad daylight? Point number 2. This is a bitter letter. It's a letter full of bitterness. It's a letter that lacks wisdom. It's a letter that lacks logic. And I want these kids like Cleophas Malala, these young boys in politics who cannot reason beyond their nose, I just want to speak to them in a language they understand best. You have no authority. Not even Rigathi Gachagua has authority. Not even the president has authority to engage Raila Odinga. That one you should know today. The engagement between Raila and William Ruto is done by the international bodies of goodwill who want to bring truth in this country. So, you can back the loudest as you want Malala. Anyone in government can back. Nyinyi pigeni kelele, just back. You have the freedom. Kinaichungwa, just back. Bweka, back. But you should know, not even William Ruto has the powers to decide on how to engage Raila Odinga. Hiyo ni kitu mnafaa kujua from the onset. Mwai Kibaki did not have ability to engage Raila Odinga. Ni watu waliwaleta pamoja. It's the people. Not Kibaki, not Raila. It's the people. In 2017, It's not Uhuru Kenyatta who brought Raila Odinga. It was an influence from the international communities. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as we are a country, there are things we can't decide on our own. When it comes to what we call respecting the rights of people, this is now beyond Kenya. It's now beyond us. So Malala will not be in the negotiation table when these things will happen. If it gets worse, God forbid, if it gets worse, that sasa imefika mahali Raila and Ruto can never agree. Even the press conference that was done on Sunday, it was initiated, the meeting between Raila and Ruto, it was initiated by people from outside. So hii kubweka hapa is null and void. Kenya Kwanza headliners, you can bweke the loudest, you have the freedom, you can bweke, but at long last you will have no choice. Now, so this is a bitter letter that lacks wisdom and logic. Point number 3. This letter is painting Raila as a man of self-interest. Let me ask you. The Kenya Kwanza government is in power, right? When it's in power, you claim that you value and protect each and every Kenyan. Serikali ya Kenya Kwanza. The people who were injured during demonstrations are your people because you are government. Have you gone to visit them if you really care? Yesterday, Raila went to hospital and visited each and every individual in Nairobi who was injured in demonstrations, including journalists. He went further to petition the government to clear their bills without, they clear their bills unconditionally. Number 2, Raila Odinga is addressing the cost of living, which affects each and every citizen of this Republic of Kenya. How is that a Raila agenda? You know, the people I've seen who are self-interest is the Kenya Kwanza government. Tununue magari yetu, wale wakikufa. Tulete watu kwa ofisi tuwalipe, mwananchi akikufa. We increase the cost of living, mwananchi akikufa. How is that related to Raila Odinga's family? I'm just asking. How is that related to Ida Odinga? How is that related to Win Odinga and the rest in Raila's family? Raila's interest is about us and not about him. That is why in the demonstration you saw a number of people, thousands of people turning up to back up Raila Odinga. So in totality, from this letter, it's William Ruto camouflaging in Cleophas Malala. Because Cleophas cannot release such a high magnitude letter without due approval from William Samoei Ruto. Because there are ongoing engagements. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what will matter now, and I want to put this for the record, and of course, I will come later to tell you why this is crucial. I'm saying this. Raila Odinga has spoken. Do not bother about the dogs that are barking. What it determines now is Ruto is testing the waters through dogs. Anatuma Malala, ongea tusikie wanasema nini. Anatuma Ichungwa, ongea tusikie wanasema nini. Anatuma ongea tusikie wanasema nini. So He is using dogs to bark. But then let's wait and see the official communication from William Ruto. And again, Kenya Kwanza lacks wisdom. The Kenya Kwanza headliners, they lack wisdom. When you are handling the issue of engaging opposition who bitterly were denied their legitimate position, it is not handled through roads. The people entirely making this process difficult are the hardliners. Muliona what happened Jumapili. Hardliners wa Kenya Kwanza wakatoka out of nowhere. They started abusing Raila Odinga on TVs and on Facebook. After Raila wamekaa na Ruto, wameanza at least engagement. Hardliners on the other end, they are breaking the efforts by abusing the other party, calling it names. What do you expect? Ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to tough times and prepare going back to the roads. Prepare going back to the roads. Nyinyi jipangeni kurudi kwa barabara. This time round, there is no retreat, there is no surrender. That is it. Raila amesema, now the parliamentary process cannot work. Sasa tuende ile mambo ilifanyika 2008. Period. In my next video, nimeona watu wakisema, oh kaka, sijui unatuambia nusu mkate, sijui ni nini. You know, there are things that are beyond, if you don't have a third eye, there are things beyond your two eyes. And you should open your eyes and see the broader perspective. The broader perspective is this. Getting William Ruto out of office is impossible unless the intervention of the military. There is what we can... Kuna kitu tunafaa kukubali kwanza. Ni kwamba, rais akishaingia ofisi, he has some powers. Hata kama ako illegitimate, hata kama ako legitimate, he has powers. So getting him out of office is only through bloodshed, which we don't want as a country to go back to 2007 post-election violence. Anyway, these are complex matters, but I will extensively explain them in my next video. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. Asanteni sana.